Okay, the first box set I ever got was the red box, and it was the guy facing down the dragon in the back. And wizards doing their wizard thing, Wiz kids, whatever, corporate D&D. They are pandering or retconning as they go along because there is no past. If there is only the present, there is only new product to be consumed. There is no past, there is no lore, and that is what the party told you. Don't believe your own eyes, ears. So, I don't buy anything from these companies because they're soulless conglomerates that hate people like me, and they don't want me to play their corporate game, and it's fine. I play other stuff. I prefer a vintage feel to my games, and I remember flipping through that book, and there was never a doubt in my mind that it's a dude on the cover, and they want to say it's a female, a pretty husky chick, but it is literally the back shot, in my opinion. Larry Elmore's on record as saying it's a guy. He drew a dude, and when he draws guys, he draws heroic, metal-haired gods, and his women, his females he paints, are attractive females. I think he uses a lot of the same models for a couple of them because they always remind me of each other a little bit. But these early illustrations were like a primer, like an illustrated primer of a character's evolving, right? As they adventure, they level up and their gear changes and they look a little different. And you used to be able to get a 3-pack of figures, the novice adventure, mid-level adventure, and then the high-level adventure. And the gear changed. So I've always just assumed the same dude with a different helmet on. He's got the long flowing black hair, and the guy who encounters Alina in the intro module that's inside the book, inside that box set, was that dude. I never thought anything past it. But they have to make everything freaking gay or female and gay or trans or whatever the message is. Hammer that message. The most basic form of propaganda is repetition. Is repetition. Is repetition. Is repetition. It's just propaganda. So these faggots at WizKids, they can't control themselves. They can't make anything new. They have to boost revenues. They've got to dig into the classic well, into the nostalgia dump, and then pervert it. Because evil can't create. It can only destroy or pervert. It's ridiculous. We know what it is. I won't give these people another dime ever. I don't. And what they did, let's start. 2E was the decline, in my opinion, and we can disagree about that. And 3E was a completely different game, and that's when Wizards got it. Wizards made a new game, and now they're trying to make a new game, and now they're going to shove you online, and they're going to do stuff like this to either troll to get the name trending for Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. But it's just a corporate brand now. It's a soulless brand. I play vintage gaming. I take a core system and then I bubbify it. I make it mine, like it was meant to be originally. Every game had a core set of rules that we changed for our table. And it was the same way with whatever themes you have. So these people project their self-loathing into these games, and this weird projection. You couldn't find a group to play with because they gate-kept their table. Well, maybe you were the problem, douche. I don't game with certain people. I don't game with people I wouldn't break bread with. I don't allow degenerates, homosexuals, Marxists, communists, or trannies in my house. Therefore, I don't want them at my game table. I don't want to hang out with people who are a problem. and who loathe me. Go be you. Leave me alone. Stay off my lawn. Stay out of my table. I wish you'd all leave my hobby. We're not playing the same hobby. You're playing corporate brand Solus D&D package for you with the message shoved into everything, and you lack imagination to make anything new and unusual. I'm going to start doing some videos of how I take classics and I rework them into what works at my table and what I changed and why I changed it. And why I did some things that were funny and some things I just thought were lame and just didn't make sense, so you remove them. It's easy. It's really easy if you got a brain. But if you've learned fantasy from a drop-down menu on and not a book and not being people who played it earlier on before it was turned into a brand, then maybe you just not got those skills. Your brain is atrophied. You atrophied your brain, and your lack of imagination is evident. The inability to write the heroic journey. The heroic journey is terrible. The heroic journey is the basis of all great literature, and since you reject it, you can't make great literature. You can't even make good scripts. All these scripts you guys are cranking out are trash! You can't write. That's why you're a screenwriter. You're not writing anything original. You're adapting someone else's work, and when you don't like it, you twist it, you pervert it, and you ruin it because you're retarded. Gosh. These people. My cup whistles my drink. Hello. You gotta whistle while you work. But anyway, I watched two things on it, and one person had a retarded take, and the other guy had a take I kind of agree with. And I just, then comes me with my crass math. And I'm like, you know what? It keeps these emotionally sensitive cripples away from me. Ooh, we have community standards. You have your own type of gatekeeping, and I have mine. I encourage it. But if it's a public forum, it's meant to be the public. Don't listen to me. Block me. Just don't bother me, and I won't bother you. But if you decide to bother me, you're gonna find out I'm not a nice guy. If you spoke to me in the reality like you did on the internet, I'd backhand you. Talk like a bitch, get hit like a bitch. Oh my God. Yeah, I see my days on YouTube coming to an end soon. There's always Rumble. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Don't trust your eyes. Don't look at that and go, that's a dude. It's the dude inside the book. Just open the book with the Elmore illustrations from 1983, I believe, and just flip through it. It's that dude as he progresses as his character. He got some different armor, got a cool hat. Went from getting beat up by Bargle to I'm going to take the dragon's treasure. Are you? Are you really? You will get Alenified. Go save versus Dragon Breath ain't that good, boy. That wizard's back here. Why are you charging? We need to negotiate. If you see the full picture, there's a wizard off to the side. They're kind of like, what? He's charging. He just Leroy Jenkins. It's before Leroy Jenkins, but that's what the barbarian looking fighters do. He's like, I'm getting it. And the wizard's like, uh-oh, we dead. You won failed saving throws from meeting that cleric that gave you advice at first level. But no, it's dude, guys. Just, don't bother stuff. I wouldn't even suggest not talking about it, but it gets shoved in your feed. And that's what that's what we all do. We got nothing else to talk about. At least it's not an X card or combat wheelchairs or some of this other ridiculous stuff. But now they're attacking the art. It's not what it is. Okay. Okay. I don't know. And I like the old school art. I prefer the line art, but Elmore always did great, beautiful color stuff. I mean, I like it. It's especially the early D&D stuff. I liked a lot in the Earl Otis stuff. Love the Earl Otis. Love most of the Elmore stuff, but not all of it. And it's a matter of personal taste. So that's really all I got to say, man. Seriously. Let's keep winking. They're not winking. They're spazzing out and having a stroke. They're having a stroke because they don't like how you play D&D. We just make fun of how you guys play, and your slowest corporate product sucks. I'm sorry. Don't want it. Go sell it to someone else. And they know once the nostalgia and these old guys like me, your grognards like me, when we tie off, there's no one buying their stuff. They're counting on branding these people and it be something they just pay a permanent subscription to, quit playing D&D, and keep collecting the subscription revenue. You know, and eventually that model is going to collapse. I mean, you're forcing people to conform so much, they're not going to be able to express themselves with imagination in this game unless they're following your drop-down menus, and it's not why we play. It's not why we play. So they keep self-inflicting these wounds, and eventually it'll come full circle. Evil eats itself in the dark, so it's what's going to happen to them. Because it's ridiculous, people. This is a dude. No, this is a chick. This is a dude. You know it's a dude. You trying to rile up all us old guys and go, look, they're against women in gaming. I typically don't allow women at my table. You are correct. I don't like drama. I do play with a female online when I play Wretched. Okay. So I do play with females. I just prefer not to, on average. I was going to give you a huge list of people I don't want to play a game with. I don't want them around my kids, my grandkids, or in my lawn. And I don't play elf games. I play orc games. Crush. Anyway, if you guys want to flame up in the comments, go right ahead. I don't care. If you agree with me, thumbs up, subscribe, and go, oh my God, I can't believe he's... I'm only saying what a lot of you guys are thinking. I just don't care. Looks like I'm going to Rebel later, guys.